Welcome back, everybody. And yes, the title is not a clickbait. It is our current reality. And before we explain how we got here, and we will take you back to Costa Rica to sort of explain the steps that got here, I do want to say that we are okay. We are struggling to accept this new reality and sort of the next steps that we're taking, but we've got each other and we've got a great family and friend support system. We're actually back in New Jersey with our family to kind of go through this with a good support system, but it is very difficult. This is not the 1-year anniversary video we wanted to make, but here it is, and that's the reality of it right now. And to explain how we got here a little bit, we left you last time in Costa Rica, and many questions are probably going to be asked, including why Costa Rica? And Costa Rica, because it has an incredibly good medical system, and with our safety wing insurance, health insurance, we're covered really anywhere in the world. In the US, coverage is a little bit more limited, and so we wanted to go quickly and start to get evaluated for what we thought was going to be nothing quickly. So that's why we chose Costa Rica and we went there. And to sort of get to here, we have to go back about 2 weeks, and let's pick up there right as we landed in Costa Rica. We are Dave and Spandana, a software engineer and developmental pediatrician who gave up everything and bought a sailboat. Join us on our adventures on board our 1993 caliber 40 as we travel the world collecting memories and barnacles. I did not know they made bubble tea in a can. I need to get this for the boat. Oh, it even has bubbles.
Interesting. So we just came out of the Hospital Cima here in Costa Rica. Initial set of tests look good. Good job, Spandana, being healthy. So next step is to do a few more tests, and hopefully those also look good. And then we have a treatment plan, I hope.
Day 2 in a very nice hotel room, I have to say. And yesterday was a bit of a roller coaster. The ER visit in the morning was wonderful. They examined me, they did some blood work, and they were like, probably nothing, and we're gonna give you some pain meds for the swelling and everything. And so we're like, oh, great, awesome. We actually thought of moving our flight back up to yesterday night just to fly back to Turtle as fast as possible. And he was like, well, just to be safe, let's just do an ultrasound of the neck. And so we did the ultrasound of the neck in the afternoon, and we had sort of this last second appointment with the medical internist who was going to evaluate the ultrasound, but it was going to be nothing. This was just to be safe. Well, that didn't quite turn out the way we wanted it, and it stinks. It was really frustrating because I think we were so excited to get back to Turtle, to get back to the Bahamas, and to kind of get this life going again, but the sailing life going again, but we should be careful. This is the right thing to do, and I would expect nothing less from myself as a physician when a patient sees me with these symptoms. So I'm really happy about the care we got, but I'm really frustrated because we don't get back to Turtle yet. So the waiting game continues. More tests, more appointments, and we'll see where all that leads us.
Let's go have some breakfast.
Oh my God, yes.
So right there, it's hard to see, but at the end of this little plaza, that's our hotel. And that right there, this is the hospital. So this has been really easy to just go back and forth and get everything done. So good choice on Hotel Spandana.
Yeah, and You know, as Dave said, things have been very easy here compared to especially an outpatient experience back in the US, but we're not gonna spend the time knocking the US healthcare system. It's got its good, bad, and ugly. I was part of that medical system, so I get it, but we are definitely gonna talk about our whole experience here, and so far there's only been the good. We'll talk about the bad and the ugly when they come around, but I got an ultrasound done. I walked out of the ultrasound, I sat down, and in a minute, the lady walked out with my results, including pictures, and gave it to me in my hand. I just got blood work done. She took my email address so I could have the email results in an hour. So we are going to give you the full rundown of this, and including costs. So the costs have been sort of our most surprising thing, which they've been very, very, very reasonable. And this is supposed to be the most expensive place to come to in Costa Rica, and it's blown us away by how okay it is, how okay the prices are. So now time for breakfast. All right, big day, lots of tests. The first two of which I'm not allowed to eat anything for, so it's about 10 a.m. and I am hungry. So is Dave. Dave has been a trooper and he's fasting with me. And as you can see, I bought jeans, so I look a little less ridiculous with my hiking boots, which you do not want to go on today. But the day, the feel of the day. I mean, I think it's really tough to put into words because as a physician, I see things as take it as test by test. Don't freak out. Don't stress about something that you don't know anything about. But I think as a person, being on the patient side of things, it is very different because it could be nothing and it could be cancer. It could be, so I don't think we've actually said it out loud, but I think the concern for today for all the testings is the worst case scenario. Well, bad case scenario is Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is very treatable, but it's cancer and can be very bad news. So we are hoping for not that, but we will be prepared for that if that comes. Really, you know, so the stress that comes with it is there. And actually, just as stressful is the fact that I'm just so sick of my neck pain. It's felt like I've had like a 2-pound weight attached to my neck right here, which just throbs and hurts for 2 weeks now. And with the daily fevers and everything, I'm just not as energetic as I am usually, and it's just been kind of wearing. And I know it's been wearing for Dave because constantly I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap in the middle of the day, and I hate naps in the middle of the day, but I have to because it hurts less if I put my head down, and so I constantly am finding reasons to put my head down. But yeah, so really hoping that we get to the end of this pain more than anything else because it's getting exhausting. But we'll take it as my physician hat back on, we'll take it one test at a time and we'll get through it. And the very first is the abdominal ultrasound, which will be really good because I haven't been able to pee because I want a full bladder. And so I've just been holding it and I'm still holding it, and we're gonna get that done. And before the CT of the chest, I'm gonna be like, hold up, I need to go use the restroom, be comfortable, and then get the CT done. But we'll see. Hoping for a good day.
One more day. One more trip to the hospital. Not the best way to start off your days, but hopefully today really gives us the answers that we've been hoping for. So we've had many tests done so far. This is going to be, we had one test, then that test told us some things, and the doctor wanted us to now go for 5 more tests. So I'm really hoping that today really gives us the answer. Whether it's a good answer or it's a bad answer, at least we'll know what we need to do and move forward from there. It's been scary, it's been frustrating having to wait so long, but sometimes that's just how life is. You've got to roll with the punches, see what it is you need to do from this step going forward, and this seems like the next obvious step. So it's been tough being the spouse, to stay positive, to not worry. I know Spandana is a doctor, so she just is used to this idea of taking things step by step. For me, it's much harder. I want to know the answer. I want us to just have the solution in front of us, or at least a roadmap of where we're going to go. So yeah, that's been tough.
All right, just waiting for the doctor for the first test, which is the abdominal ultrasound. It's about a 20-minute wait, which is fine. It was so crowded outside, so I'm happy that we got in. Okay, so the ultrasound is negative, and I'm in the bathroom because I don't want them to think it's weird. Next to the CT. Okay, it's really funny, this building starts at the 5th floor, and so the doctor's office is on the 7th floor, and we are here. So time for the surgical consult. Shower is always nice. So we are done with the biopsy. My neck hurts a little bit, but I think you can finally see how much it has swollen. So I think like this is where my neck actually is, and this is all the swelling. And then the biopsy site is right here. So we'll wait for all that to heal. And in the meanwhile, we'll also wait for the results. The biopsy itself could take about 2 to 3 days, they said. So we wait. All right, so it is 8 p.m. and we are on our way to the hospital. We got our test results and we will explain everything in due time, I promise. We made a new friend. Kids play on this guy all day, and I think as a child I would be all over this guy. But as an adult, I'm like, oh God, who sanitized this last? It's been a stressful 3 days. So basically when we left you, we were waiting for a whole bunch of results back, and they all came back, sort of. The ultrasound of the abdomen was negative, and that's great because that was looking for any other bad lymph nodes that were in my belly or maybe in the ovaries, and maybe that's where stuff started and we missed it. So, and then it ended up in my neck instead of the other way around. That was negative, so that's really good. The CAT scan of my neck and chest, the chest was clear of lymphoma, which is awesome. The neck was, we don't know what's in there. It looks a little funky, and I think we need to do more testing. So we called the oncology surgeon, and he said, well, instead of taking the whole thing out, so they'll take a whole lymph node out to examine it, which is called an excisional biopsy. He said, well, let's just take a little thin needle in there, take a little bit out, and see what that is and if that gives us answers. It's a lot less of a procedure because the other one is basically surgery. So we did do that. We got a little needle to get in there, still really painful, by an interventional radiologist, and we waited. Those were the last set of results we waited for. Last night at 6 p.m. we get a text from the surgeon saying he has the results, and we're like, okay, really nervous, just sort of take a deep breath. He says, we don't know. Could be lymphoma, still could be not. The pathologist isn't sure. He needs the whole thing out. And he said, I'm going on vacation tomorrow for a week. Now, usually I would either have gone to a different surgeon or have waited a week and a half or so, or, some other choice. And so I was sort of ready for, asking, who else could do this? We really don't want to wait this long. And he said, I can squeeze you in tonight. And we're like, oh my God, you're amazing. So he adds me on at the end of the night. We have an hour and a half to go get all the pre-op labs done, including a COVID test, and that's always fun to have things stuck up your nose. I still feel it today. And before we knew it, it was so crazy. I was on a surgical bed being rolled into surgery, and yeah, sure enough, they took the lymph node out. We won't go into too much detail because that's gross. And now we wait again, they gave me some medication. So we saw an infectious disease specialist who gave me a whole bunch of antibiotics and anti-inflammatories, one of which, to add to all of this, the shot goes in my butt. So as if I haven't been stabbed enough, one of the medications I have to take is in my butt. It stinks. But yes, so the next few days are going to be more waiting, starting this medication, and then deciding whether we wait for the results here, we go home to Turtle and wait there, and then make a decision on what to do. Because, of course, with our timing, it is a Holy Week here, and most of the week they have off. So we don't know when the pathologist is going to be open, when they'll do the stains, when they'll evaluate my tissue sample. So yeah, that's the next big decision, is whether should we go or should we stay.
We made a decision. The decision is that we're going to go back to Turtle. We're still waiting on the results, so there's no real reason to stick around here. We can always take a flight back out if we need to. So for now, let's get back to our home, enjoy our own home-cooked food again, and see our friends back in Florida. We have a lot of sweaters that we took with us that hopefully we don't need anytime soon.
And talking to the doctors, it sounds like it's most likely going to be some sort of lymphoma, maybe. You don't know. It still could be some weird viral thing. But my neck scar is healing up pretty well. I can still feel the sutures, but they're all healing up very nicely. And I think we can make all of our decisions back home in Turtle, where we have more than the same 3 shirts we've been wearing for 2 weeks. And I actually realized a really funny coincidence is April of last year. So we spent more than 2 weeks in this hotel, living out of this hotel room. April of last year, we spent living out of a hotel while we were waiting for Turtle to be ready to be splashed when we first bought her. So it is a very weird 1-year anniversary way to spend in a hotel again. But I'm excited to be in our own bed and making decisions with family and friends around so that they can give their options and ideas and opinions. So let's go. We're back. We're back on the boat. Let's go see what state she's in. Oh, the Evans have taken such good care of her. You probably can't see me at all because these are new lights actually. They're really pretty. I don't think you can see much of me, so let's go inside and turn on the lights, huh? Oh, she's so dark. She looks about the same. Oh my God, she smells damp. All right, let's get some more lights. All the lights. Let's check how our batteries are doing. 13.1? Not bad. I think it's exactly where we left it. Okay, all right. I think we can take on anything in this world as long as this girl's okay. All right, let's see. Yes, we've been asking the Evans to do our, let's turn on some more lights. The Z plant is doing well. Okay. Dave is outside pumping out all the water. It's rained like crazy in the thing, but yeah, we finally got our water maker working, and we've had our friends run it once in a while to keep it good, but we've not actually had a chance to enjoy it. But yeah, this to-do list, which is actually mostly done. One day we'll scratch things off. Everything looks the same. I mean, I don't really know what I expected. It's been 2 weeks, not 3 years, but we will sort everything out this weekend. We will prepare for the worst and we will hope for the best. But for now, we're actually gonna go have some dinner with the Evans, and we're going to sleep in our own beds tonight. For the first time in 3 weeks, I am very, very happy, and my neck is killing me from carrying that backpack, so I'm very much ready for sleep. And wait, we did. For 3 very difficult days, we waited on Turtle, got to sleep in our own beds, got to make our own food, also cleaned her up, prepped her up for whatever was gonna happen, and 3 days later we did hear back with the final diagnosis, and it was exactly what we thought it might be. So, okay, next steps, you know, have a good cry, hug each other, understand that, you know, this is something that a lot of people go through, and that the only way we can get through it is to be there for each other and to take care of Turtle, but take care of ourselves above everything else. So we made arrangements. Our good friends Peter and Jim actually agreed to take Turtle and have her hauled out in Georgia, so a few states away from Florida, and we were coming home. So we came back to my brother's in New Jersey and family, and we are going to stay here for the initial evaluations here. We have to sort of kind of go through some of the steps again. We've made a few appointments, we've had a few tests done, and we are now just sort of waiting for the final treatment plan. The biopsy results we had actually brought from Costa Rica, and those are being reevaluated at the Cancer Institute that we chose here. And that has been also really difficult because they have not been able to nail down the exact subtype yet because of some complication that's been going on with the slides. So we are waiting. It is very frustrating because, as you can see, nothing has been done about this. It's been now almost 3 months of just, you know, pain and swelling and fevers, and so I'm really hoping for a final diagnosis and treatment plan this week, and then we start our journey. And the future is unknown, as it is with these things, and this is what our channel is going to be about for the next few months at least. We may not be able to put up a video every week as we have done for the last year. We may need a few weeks in between, but we will post updates, so stay tuned, stay with us, and you will go through this journey at the same rate we are. You are caught up to real time. We have no buffer, and Turtle is okay. As of today, she has completely hauled out. She is safe, and we are good. We are managing and dealing with all of this. We've told our friends, our family, and they're going through their own trauma and own understanding of what this means to have somebody they know go through it. I've received so many care packages. It's been kind of amazing, actually. But yeah, it's gonna be hard, but we'll get through it, and we'll get through it together, as we've gotten through everything. And at the end of this month, we celebrate our 9-year anniversary, and we'll celebrate it in a slightly different place than I thought we would originally. But that's okay. That's okay. That's why we did this. That's why we did this when we did this, because you never know. You never know. You're 37 years old. You're healthy overall, and stuff happens. But chin up. And we're going to move forward with this and take it step by step. And we will see you in a few weeks with an updated video on our journey. And we hope to see you then. See you later.